Alright, let's talk about Dr. Stone. Now, before I say anything else about this incredible show, I have a confession to make. I need to be completely honest with you all. I actually dropped this anime during its second season. I know. So you're probably wondering, then why are you making a video called The Beauty of Dr. Stone? Well, stick with me because that's exactly what we're going to dive into. Well, first, let me tell you what made me drop it in the first place. I dropped it on the second season, just to give you an idea. The show's concept was genuinely interesting and cool. The idea of humanity being turned to stone, like, bro, what show has done that so far? And one genius kid trying to rebuild civilization from scratch with science? That's 10 billion% awesome. That initial hook kept me watching for a while, but then it started to feel repetitive. It felt like a constant cycle of we need to achieve this goal, but to do that, we need this item, and to make that item, we need to gather these materials and mix these chemicals, and so on and so forth. It felt like a never ending chain of fetch quests. And on top of that, it felt like the show didn't have a clear ultimate goal in those early seasons. Just when it seemed like we were locking into a major objective, the plot would divert to a new, smaller goal to assist with the previous goal, which makes sense because you have to go step by step to get into a goal. But it just felt like it was a goal within a goal within a goal, and don't even get me started on the constant introduction of new characters. Just when I was getting invested in Senku, Taiju, and other characters on the show, there's a lot. A new wave of characters would show up demanding my attention. So, basically, most of the characters in season 2. It was a bit overwhelming, but now let me tell you why all of those points, while valid, are kind of wrong. So, just recently, after about 2 or 3 years of not watching or touching the anime, I decided to catch up with the show. I haven't read the manga at all, so my perspective is purely from an anime only watcher. And let me tell you, boy oh boy, was I wrong about this show. This anime gets so much better, it's not even funny. It makes me sad that Dr. Stone isn't talked about more recently because I suspect a lot of people just like me probably dropped it early on. And come on, with new shows popping up every batch of anime, Dr. Stone kind of is, under the limelight. Chainsaw Man and Demon Slayer movies, and all of these anime popping up, Kaiju number 8. There's a lot of shows that's popping up, and Dr. Stone is not really that high up on people's list, but believe me, it is on my top 10, and let me tell you why. So if you're watching this video right now, and you're one of those people, I am begging you, please give it another shot. Alright, let's break down the things I initially disliked and how my perspective completely shifted once I rewatched and caught up with the anime. Remember how I said the repetitive nature of the show was a turnoff? Well, when I continued watching from seasons 3 onwards, the science quest of the week, quote unquote, feeling started, to fade into the background. It became less of a chore and more of a series of, oh, that's cool moments that served a much grander purpose. But let me tell you, after watching season 3 and beyond, it felt like we were finally getting to the real meat and bones of the story. Now, I won't spoil too much, but for anyone who has watched it, you know what I'm talking about. The main turning point for me, this scene, I know you guys will remember it. If you have watched the recent seasons, you would remember this. They were on their ship, the Perseus. I'm sorry if that's a spoiler, it's not a big spoiler, but if you don't want to get spoiled, you can leave the video now. So when they were on their ship, the Perseus, and the mystery of the Wyman was introduced, bro, that moment, the show went from this cutesy, smarty pants, happy-go-lucky vibe with the occasional tension to something else entirely. This single plot point introduced a genuine, high-stakes existential threat and gave the Kingdom of Science a solid, terrifying, and compelling goal to strive for. This moment alone reignited my passion for the show, and it made me desperate to see what was gonna happen next. It was the one more episode feeling cranked up to 10 billion, as Senku would say. And also, what about my complaint about the constant introduction of new characters? Man, they handled that in the later seasons way better. Their entrances became more cynical, more complex, and way more interesting. It's genuinely hard not to pay attention to them. And by the way, two of my absolute favorite characters were Gen, Asagiri Gen, and Ryusui Nanami. Brother, Gen is the hidden MVP of this entire show, I swear. He's the ultimate mentalist. He made so many seemingly impossible situations possible. The number of times he got the crew out of deep, deep trouble with his psychological tricks, magic, so and so, silver tongue, it's just amazing. And he's not just a sidekick. He's one of the main characters, and I would not call him a sidekick at all. And then there's Ryusuya, of course. I absolutely love that guy. He's not just some one-dimensional, greedy egomaniac character. Yes, he desires everything, but his greed is a force for progress. He wants to bring back the world's economy, luxuries, not just for himself, but for everyone. He wants to put people in the spotlight and empower them. He has such a big picture mindset. At the moment he was revived from his petrification, it felt like he was a missing piece of the puzzle that just clicked perfectly into place. So, here's the main takeaway. Here's all I really want to say about the beauty of Dr. Stone. If you're like me and you drop Dr. Stone somewhere along the way, please, I'm asking you, give it another shot. I promise you, it gets better. And hey, if you still don't like it after catching up on the show, you can definitely come back here and blame me in the comments. But trust me, it gets so much better. And finally, I have to mention this. The last two episodes of the most recent season? Come on now. Soika, bro, that made me bawl like a baby asking for milk, dog. No joke. Those episodes made me appreciate this show for what it truly is. It handles themes of friendship, teamwork, and even peaceful dialogue in a way that is completely earned and it's never cringy. In a world of a million shonen anime, Dr. Stone is a true masterpiece in its own right. It's a celebration of human ingenuity, resilience, and the power of a shared goal. That might sound cringy, but it might just fit the shonen trope. And lastly, thank you so much for watching and for letting me ramble about one of my new favorite shows. Definitely is going to be in my top 10. If you enjoyed this video, or if I convinced you to give Dr. Stone another try, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more content. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below, and if it's negative or if it's positive about the show, then please do go ahead. I want to hear about your opinions on this show.